Hey everyone, welcome back. Like I said, I'm going to try to be getting these videos out rapid fire. Today is going to be a super quick one, but a really important one, at least important for me. And that's kind of job site security and how I manage to keep an eye on my property as it's getting built out. So let's dive right into kind of the tools that I've used in the past. The first tool is this Reolink camera, and this is a cellular pan tilt zoom camera with a little solar panel on it, and you can pretty much mount it anywhere. And that's what I have here. Same thing. The antenna's missing off this guy, but there's a little spot for the SIM and an SD card that goes like right in here in these two spots. Kind of hard to see with that camera, but that goes there. And if you want to power it, you can. I've attached this to I've attached it to a battery pack that you would use to charge your phone or whatever. And while I was on site during the day, it would charge because the solar panel is um, definitely not enough to power to keep it recouping its juice. At least not here in the Seattle area. So um, this was really helpful. You could mount it to a tree. You can mount it to basically anything you want, as long as you have some spot to do so. And then once we got the framing up, I put it on the house a little bit higher to allow for that internal view as well. And let me kind of zoom around the site. And so that worked really well. The one thing to note when you're looking at this and the SIM, I would try to find a carrier that has a strong signal where your site is. I had a really strong signal with AT&T, but I couldn't find a carrier that was reasonably priced that was AT&T. So I ended up going with, I think it was Mint, which I think is either T-Mobile or Verizon. It's the only two other ones it could be. But it was sufficient for my needs. That's what I did in the beginning of the project. So as the project evolved, I transitioned to a little bit different setup. And I used this Wise outdoor camera and this Netgear Nighthawk router. So I obviously had power to the site. That Nighthawk router will run off battery for a while. I want to say maybe 4 to 8 hours, depending on what you're putting through it. But what I did was, let me get myself out of the way here. Shrink me here. Make this guy a little bit bigger if I can. Not sure I'll be able to. There we go. So I connected this Wise base station. You need this guy. You need this base station to connect to the camera. So the base station connects to the camera, and then the base station also connects via Ethernet cable through to the router here, and then this router goes to the cellular network. So same thing with this as with the Reolink. With this guy is make sure that the cellular carrier is got a strong enough signal, because you're going to be using a SIM in this guy as well. So both of these take this guy and this guy take a SIM card. So you connect this via Ethernet to your Netgear, or you can use another router, mobile hotspot if you want. That one just is really good and has a good throughput. And then this connects wirelessly to the Wise camera, and it's as simple as setting it up with the Wise app on your phone, and viewing it on there. I actually have 3 cameras at the house where I put them on windows after we put the windows in, and can view various angles there. All these have worked pretty well. I would make a little bit of changes. Like I said, before you go and like buy these the day before and think you're just going to go and set up and have them running the day of, I probably wouldn't count on that. I would set it up at home, like buy them, set it up at your house, make sure everything's working, and then go back out to the job site and just kind of do it out there as well. Because if you're in the city, it probably doesn't matter as much because you have a strong signal. I was actually in the country, in the rural area, so I didn't have that luxury of having a strong signal everywhere. But that's what I used for some simple job site monitoring and cameras. In the future, I think I would maybe add one or two more cameras if I could. Probably in the beginning, I'd add maybe like one more of these Rio links. What's nice about these guys is they do pan, tilt, zoom, rotate 360, and that's why I had to go with like a couple of these guys, because they just static stationary cameras. So that's a little bit of a primer on what I used for my job site security and monitoring. Hope that helps some people.